Good morning. If you're a black woman who would love to take a career break, if you're a black woman who would love to take a sabbatical, some time off of work, weeks, months, years, but you think it's not accessible to you, you think the money means that you can't do it, this video is for you. Make sure that you watch this video, okay? You don't have to be, money doesn't have to be the reason you think your sabbatical is inaccessible. It might be something else, it might just be fear, right? Please watch this video. We're going to talk about ways women in this community take sabbaticals, ways women in this community, black women, are able to take significant time away from work. We're also going to talk about ways that I contribute to that, right? Ways that I help to make sabbaticals accessible to black women. So who am I? Let me get myself together. That sunbeam was kind of strong. So let me move things around a little bit. Hi, welcome. My name is Stephanie Perry. I'm a house sitter. I'm house sitting right now. I'm the creator of House Sitter School and the co-creator of Exodus Summit, and I help black women take a sabbatical or career break, bop around the world as a nomad, move abroad, all while embracing ease. If any of these things sound good to you, subscribe to this channel, please. This is me leaving you a time to look for the subscribe button. Thank you. And then turn on notifications, ring the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video or when I go live. Welcome. And welcome, friends. Hey, Vanita Washington. Hey, Latanya, the senior insurance advisor. Hi, Shauna. Hey, Vanessa. You know the rules, friends. You have to say good morning. It doesn't matter or hello. If you're watching right now, you have to say good morning. It's the rules, okay? Hey, Onward. Hey, Rika. Hey, Kimberly Stansell. Hey, out of many, we are one. Hi, in Miami. Hey, Francis B. Hey, Adrian Devine. Hey, Nichelle Gaynor. Oh, I forgot to send you a message, Nichelle. Hey, hey, Deneen. Hey, Tams Paris. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Janice. How's everybody? You have to say good morning. And if you're watching from the future, if you're watching the replay, hello, friends in the future. I hope it's wonderful there. You have to say hello in the chat, okay? In the comments. You have to. It's what we do. I'm house sitting in San Jose, Costa Rica for a real life friend. And this is her dog. This is the most you're probably going to see from Lyra. She's a very good girl. She's a very good girl, but she's not super cuddly. She's not into all that, okay? So she's not going to be all up in my lap like it is sometimes when I'm house sitting. And I need to swing my chair around a little bit because of that sunbeam. I had to readjust. Let's readjust. Beautiful house in Costa Rica with a pool. So spoiler alert, one of the ways that I make sabbaticals accessible to black women is house sitting. Okay, yeah, we're going to talk house sitting, no question. But let's do things in the order that I wrote them out. This is kind of an opportunity for me to just make sure you know about some resources that exist in this world, in the world of black women saying, oh, you know what, I want to take a break. There are resources that exist. And I want to make sure that I point you to them, me, and the other women who are here in the chat right now. Point you to the resources that we are using or have used or have created to make sure that black women can take sabbaticals. Rest is not just for the rich, right? Doing less, taking breaks, getting in touch with yourself, finding yourself, right? Knowing yourself. That's not just for the rich. And so we make it our business over here. I keep dropping things. We make it our business over here to create things that help black women do the thing they want to do. And in this space, let me do all of this. I'm sorry. In this space, that's largely take a sabbatical or bop as a nomad, live nomadically, travel full time, or just flat out move abroad. Okay? We're going to focus mostly on sabbatical things today, but we're going to talk about a little bit of all of it. Okay, so I'm going to name out the things that I do. I'm going to share what the community is sharing. So if you're in this chat right now and you are either on sabbatical, have taken sabbatical, or are planning a sabbatical, a career break, some time when you're not working, if you want to give us a quick synopsis, a quick few words about how you're doing it. Okay, if it's I won the lottery, say I won the lottery. If it's I got laid off and took my severance, say that. If it's alimony, if it's I invest and I use, nope, nope, that's my water. Oh, now I don't have any water. That's not dog water. Now she wants to be my friend. She over here licking my hand after she drank out of my cup. So at some point, you probably see me have to get up and go in the kitchen and get some water because she just drank out of my cup. She don't even like me like that. If you want to share how you've taken a sabbatical, right? What thing you've done to make it more accessible to you because you're not a countess, right? Then please share that, and we'll share with each other today. This kind of also will act as a soft launch of my website. My YouTube channel has existed since 2019, and I've been coaching since early 2020, maybe 2019. And there's not been a real website for me to point you to. Vicarious.com did exist, but it was ugly and it wasn't a website. It was just a blog. But Vicarious.com now exists a little bit. So this is kind of a soft launch of my website. If you get there and things are not, something ain't working, be patient with me, okay? Bear with me. On Vicarious.com, I've listed out some of the ways, 5 ways that I make sabbaticals accessible to Black women. So that's what we're covering today. Um, I also am a speaker at the De- Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black Women today, and I do want to go check my internet speed. So if I share my screen, that'll be a good test of the internet speed for today. Well, it looks fine right now. I'm going to be indoors, so the sun's not going to be a problem. But let me share my screen. Do I know how to do it? Yeah. And let's see, what are you looking at? Okay, good. We did it. We did it. Now I got to go back and remove my thing. I can move it down here. How's that? And make it smaller. Boom. Right now you're looking at this thing you're looking at right now is my vision board. Okay, so my website kind of exists now, all right? And on the website, I had to list out ways that I make sabbaticals accessible. And so this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about house sitting. We're going to talk about Exodus Summit. We're going to talk about my YouTube coaching, the Vicarian Sabbatical Fund that actually raises money to send Black women on sabbatical. We're going to talk about my book, Job Detox, just a little bit. Okay, so yeah, Vicarious.com exists. Yes, it's been years of me being in business as a coach without having a website. So listen, let that be a lesson to you. You can make money, right? I just left Mauritius, Lisbon. Where have I been over the last few weeks? Bermuda, Paris, Iceland, which was awesome, right? I've just done a whole bunch of traveling from a business that supports me, from the income from a business that supports me without having a real website, right? Just got a website. Your girl just got a website. I believe that your business should fund the business expenses, right? So the website, the clients, the pay, the income from the business should be what you use to build the website. I don't think you should be coming out of pocket unless you sell physical products and you need a website. If you're a coach, get coaching clients, that money should go to create the website. Okay, so house sitting was the first thing on the list because house sitting is the equalizer, I think, in sabbaticals. House sitting is staying in people's homes and caring for their homes and their pets while they're away so that their pets are cared for and so that you get free accommodation. I am in San Jose, Costa Rica, in my friend's house. I'm in their house. I'm gonna show you the backyard. I generally try not to go live from inside I try not to show you too much of the inside of people's homes, but this is their yard. I am house sitting. I'm not paying for this beautiful home, right? Now, this house sit is only 5 or 6 days, but there are many longer house sits. I've house sat for 90 days. I even shared a 6-month house sit with another house sitter. Being able to get free accommodation really frees you up in terms of how much work you do or don't do, right? If your sabbatical is going to be you working part-time at a less stressful job instead of not working at all, right? I'm going to leave this stressful job. I'm going to work part-time or whatever, some variation, and house sit so that I get free accommodation. I think you've got yourself a nice break, right? A sabbatical is what you decide it is, right? For me, a sabbatical means time away from work, where work is not your priority, right? But if for you a sabbatical is time away from this stressful work and doing much less stressful things, call it a sabbatical. It's a career break. That's a career break. If you're stepping away, that's a career break. Okay? Hi. Radiant Renewal currently on a house sit in Seattle, right? There are black women in this community who are living out a new phase of life by house sitting, right? Who are getting to, this is Starlet, right? This is you, Starlet, I think. I think we went over this last time. Uh, over your new name, your new screen name, your new channel name. Um, there are black women who are living out a new way, right, by house sitting, whether it's for good or for short periods of time, right? House sitting can be something that you do for a couple weeks here and there. House sitting can be a thing that you do for years and years, right? Nicole LaShawn just came back from Italy on a house sit. I think, did you share this? I don't think I saw any pictures from you. Did you share your house sit, Nicole? Honestly, house sitting over the past year not helped me to not need to travel on my sabbatical, which reduced my sabbatical expenses, right? If you can house sit and just park yourself somewhere that's a different environment, a different location, right? You've given yourself a good head start on decompressing on your sabbatical. Sometimes sabbaticals can be really travel heavy, travel focused, and that's tiring. That wears you out. So it can be really nice to have a sabbatical where you sit in one place, whether that one place is your city or some foreign city, right? You can sabbatical in your own city. House sitting can still get you into a new environment. I use trusted house sitters for house sitting. I'm going to link you to my new house sitter toolkit, which is a free download that gives you not only my affiliate link to trusted house sitters so that you register for trusted house sitters and they give me a commission at no extra cost to you, which is like, thank you, Stephanie, right? But the new house sitter toolkit has something that's really important inside of it. It has the letter that I use to get booked. House sitting with trusted house sitters. I got to go inside. The dog drank my water. I'm already sweating. And that bird, I don't know if y'all can hear the bird, but that bird is like, I don't want you to have any peace. Okay? The bird is like, this is my show. I've always wanted to be on YouTube. Thanks for this opportunity. So I'm going to go in. Okay. Because I just feel really distracted. I got to get in the zone. We got to get in the zone. I didn't bring my light in here, but I think we can do it. Let me turn on this light. Oh, I don't have the fan on at all. Okay, if you're new here, listen, this is how it goes. Okay, it's not going to get any more organized than this. Okay, so just bear with me. I got to get some water. I need the water. Okay, dog drank my water. I'll be right back. Not you. Not you. You're the one who did it. Okay, let me get myself back on track. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, house sitting. Could you hear it? I couldn't not hear it. Normally birds chirping doesn't bother me. Somebody in the chat is always like, there's those birds are really loud. But normally it doesn't bother me. But today that bird was like, nobody will hear anything but me. That's all I could hear. House sitting. House sitting has given me the opportunity. Hi, Alexis. House sitting has given me the opportunity to do less in my life, to work less, and to see the world. House sitting is one of the ways I have seen the world. 6 continents. Don't expect 7. Unless somebody else is paying for Antarctica, I'm not going to Antarctica, okay? But 6 continents without having a traditional job, thank you, house sitting, right? Um, Vanita, hi, Vanita Washington. I used to house sit each winter in my own city for 5 weeks. It was wonderful. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. Getting yourself into a new environment, even if it's in the same city, will change you. I believe you're a different person in a different place. I believe that. And that different place can be next door, right? You get out of the home, your home with your stuff, you get into a new environment in a new space with a new view, new scenery. You can be a different person in a different place. So I love that. I love that. Okay, no complaints. Okay. Oh, viral nomadic survivor. I'm listening. While I'm listening, I'm making stairs for the doggy den. It reaches 120 degrees here in the summer. Oh, you're making stairs for a doggy den. A doggy den, I guess, is a thing that goes down underground. That's so cute. All right, so most house sits are pet sits. There are some that aren't pet sits, but if you're going to pay for a trusted house sitters membership, I think I wouldn't pay for a trusted house sitters membership if I wasn't willing to care for, not just tolerate, but care for a cat or a dog or a rabbit or a chicken or a fish, a horse, right? Something. Doesn't have to be an in the home pet. But if I didn't like any animals, I don't know that I would get my money's worth. Now, having said that, quite a few women here have done house sits through trusted house sitters that are not pet sits. The only time I've done a house sit that wasn't a pet sit was outside of trusted house sitters, right? It was house sits that people referred me to. Look at this. April just finished a 3-week house sit in the San Francisco Bay Area. We out here, okay? We're doing it. We're doing it. This has made, house sits make sabbaticals accessible to Black women. I'm so proud. Listen, I take credit for things. This may be, if you're new, we had a lot of new subscribers lately. If you're new, you may not know a whole lot about me. I take credit for things and I take credit for people's wins. This is why I ask everybody, report back, let me know. And I take credit for Black women. There are Black women today. Let me see if I could try to come up with a figure. Trusted House Sitters hasn't told me how many memberships, but I know how many I sell. I know how much affiliate commission I get every month. 2,000 I can't say it, I have to say it out loud. 2,000 divided by my average commission is 76 or 100. 76 is the average. 26 Black women every month. I take credit for 26 at least Black women every month starting house sitting, which means she gets a free place to stay somewhere for some period of time. It might be a long weekend. I love that. It might be a year. I love that. I take the credit, and I am so proud to be a person who has introduced so many Black women to house sitting, to this way of seeing the world or their own city and getting free accommodation. Some of these women are using house sitting to take career breaks. Some of them are just using them to take vacations, right? To take a pause, whatever it is. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about it. I'm so happy for it. And then Angela, hi Angela. Angela is in Querétaro, Mexico. They're finalizing plans for their family trip this summer, and they'll need a house sitter. And are y'all on Trusted House Sitters? Do you list your house on Trusted House Sitters? I think you shared in the Exodus Summit community one time when you needed a house sitter. I think, I may be confusing people, but I think between the Exodus Summit community and Trusted House Sitters, that is how somebody would house sit in Angela's beautiful home. For the dog who shall not be named, who is not my friend. I have a lot of videos here on house sitting. Normally, I just say, look for the last live stream with house sitting in the title. right? So that's what I'll say. If you're watching the replay, I'll go back and find one and link to it in the description. But there's not a whole lot more to tell you except that you pay to get yourself there. You get free accommodation only through trusted house sitters. You don't get paid. You get the free place to stay for the length of the house sit. Um, House sits are for clients who are people. So sometimes they have sometimes they're spouses or families, full families, and sometimes they don't mind or they like if their house sitter is also a couple or two people or a family. People house sit with spouses, people house sit with families, people house sit with their own pets, take their own pets on house sits. Some people do that. Some people leave the pet at home and get a house sitter in their house while they go house sit somewhere else. There's not a whole lot else to tell you except that it gives you free accommodation and you can house it back to back to back. Rhonda, are you saying, Rhonda says she hasn't paid rent in 2 years now. Are you house sitting, Rhonda? Or is this somewhere some other way? You know, you got to tell me the whole story. Okay, if I can take, you got to tell me how much credit I can take, right? I house sat back to back for the most I've done without paying for a place to stay was 11 months, right? In the gap, in the meantime, I either go to my parents' house or I stay in an Airbnb, or I used to stay in hostels before COVID. Airbnb and going to my parents' house is the thing I do in between. But there was a period where I house sat back to back to back to back to back for 11 months. I started in um, Ajijic, Mexico, right outside of Guadalajara. I went over to San Miguel de Allende, and I think I came back towards Guanajuato, Mexico. Then I moved up to, was this the time I went to Austin? I can't remember. I think I may have gone straight to San Francisco. May have house sat in Austin and then gone to San Francisco, or I may have gone straight to San Francisco. House sat in San Francisco and Oakland for a few weeks or months. Went over to the UK and house sat in the UK for months. Went to the Netherlands and Amsterdam. That's one place. Went to the Netherlands and house sat for a few days and then went home. That was an 11-month house sitting trip. Nadia may be here. Nadia has done extended house sitting road trips in the US, maybe abroad too. House sitting is a thing that you can do back to back if either number one, you're, I lost my train of thought. You can do houses back to back either if you are location independent. Yes, that's what I was saying. If you're location independent, because either you have some money saved up or because you work online, work from your computer, or because you can house it back to back. What was the second thing I was going to say? Oh, you want to stay in one location. You can stay in one location if that location is a location that house sitting is popular in. In the UK, that's the UK, right? House sitting is popular in the UK. House sitting is popular in Australia, especially, well, I'm just going to say, especially the eastern side, Melbourne, Sydney, Gold Coast, but even in Perth on the west side, west side of Australia, house sitting is popular there. Yeah, so house sitting and house sitting is popular in the U.S. in the major cities. In the major cities, you can house it back to back to backs. The Bay Area, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, New York, Chicago, Dallas. If you're willing to go between Dallas and Austin, I think you can house it back to back. Yeah, and I think Colorado. I don't know how far apart Colorado Springs and Denver are, but I think if you can go between those, you can house it back to back as well, right? The Pacific Northwest, South Florida. How did I forget the retirees in South Florida, right? And Central Florida. I may have missed some areas, but those are places where even if you need to stay put, you can still house it back to back to back to back. It's freeing. Being a person who does not have to pay for accommodation when I don't want to, or when I couldn't, when I just did not have it, house sitting really, really freed me and continues to keep me free, right? I have an alert, and I just got an alert right now for a retreat space. I'm gonna show it to you. I don't know what Trusted House Sitters rules are about internet things. I'm gonna show you the basic listing because you don't need a membership to see the basic listings. You only need a membership to see more. But I think I can show you the basics right now. There was a house sit in Costa Rica, an alert I just got. Now I can't find the alert because I have Do Not Disturb on. And I was like, oh, too bad those dates don't work for me. Jungle and Yoga Paradise. Okay. Even though, I think you can scroll without a membership, so I'm going to show it to you. The dates are June 20th to July 18th. Uh, Let me see. I have my comment box up, so I can't see this, but I think you can see it. Now I can't scroll. I can't scroll in reverse. I'm sorry. I would like to scroll. Let me see. Let me hide a couple of things. I won't show you their bedrooms, but I'll show you the bathroom. I think people wouldn't mind their bathroom being on being on YouTube. Now, they have quite a few animals. They got 3 dogs, a cat, some fish, and some chickens. They put one chicken, but I've never seen anybody have one chicken, so I'm assuming they just have some chickens in the backyard. Right? So, I think, listen, me and my homegirls, if me and my homegirls were available, we would be on it. As I said, I haven't read this posting because I'm not available for the date, so I haven't read it. But sometimes they'll tell you how many people they're willing to take, right? One house sitter, some will only have space for one, or their pet gets nervous around strangers, so they only want one. And some are like a family. We would love a family. Family is what you say it is. House sitting clients are just people. You just have conversations with them. That's what I was saying. The new house sitter toolkit. My new house sitter toolkit contains the letter that I use to get booked. It contains the actual template for the email that I send to get booked to house sit. That is why you'll want to download this toolkit. You can join Trusted House Sitters directly, right? But you'll want to download my new house sitter toolkit because I have that in there. Here, so I'm going to put both links in the description and in the chat. You can join without me, but I think you want that letter because that letter is what gets you booked. Yeah, I just got the alert maybe while I was getting dressed, or maybe before I got in the shower. So maybe an hour and a half ago. You got to move fast on these high demand house sits. Right? That's why I teach house sitter school. I have a course, a paid course that people can take called House Sitter School because some people get on the platform and just can't get booked, right? There's some things you got to do. You need to have alerts set. I know about this house sit because I got an alert. You have to have alerts set. You have to be able to move fast. You have to have your email template ready to copy and paste so that you can fix some things. Okay, I'm spending a lot of time. I don't have a whole lot of time today because I need to go stop, eat breakfast, and get ready for my session in the Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black Women, which kicks off today. But I've taken this amount of time talking about house sitting because it is that much of a playing field leveler, right? House sitting makes sabbaticals accessible to Black women. Celeste says that letter is the truth. Just swap out the names, swap out the city, swap out the names. It's ready to go. Now, you can change more because it sounds like me. I'd be like, your pet is so adorable and I love to cuddle with, right? It sounds like me. So you want to make sure it sounds like you, but it covers what you need to cover. What you need to cover in an email when you're applying for a house sit or a message. It's not an email, it's a message. What you're covering is that I've read this posting. I'm available for these dates. I am a trustworthy person, even though I may be new on this platform. Here's some experience, or here's something that will make you feel more comfortable about me. And now let's talk. The actual call to action. Book me, or let's get on a call. Those are important things you need to cover in your email, in your letter, to get booked. You got to move very fast. That alert, listen, when the alert came out, no one had applied. Now it says 4, right? When the alert came out, no one had applied. If I knew, like, when the alert came out, I opened it, I scrolled to some pictures. Frankly, I don't think I scrolled past the bathroom photo. Frankly, I got that far and I was like, okay, so that's why I don't know how many chickens and stuff. Let's see. Let's see if they showed the back. The dog is cute. I don't know if people want their dog on YouTube, but the one dog, oh my gosh. The dog gets cuter and cuter. Oh, the cat. The cat is cute. Okay? So they didn't show the chickens. I don't know how many chickens. And haven't read it. But first thing I did was do a quick scroll, click on view the dates, and saw June 20 to July 18th, I'm not available. So that was the end of it for me, right? But if it was you, you would then read the entire posting, read the sitters' reviews. At least, oh, it looks like they have one amazing review, which is enough. Enough, right? Read that entire review. Look at the location, which is Nosara, Costa Rica, which I usually just Google closest airport, and then I apply. And then I go back and double check, right? After I apply, I copy and paste my letter. And then I'm telling these are the things that I teach inside of House Sitter School. And then I go back and um, make sure I know how to get to this place. Is there Uber, or how do people get around in this place? Or are they giving me use of their car? Because some house sitting clients let you use their car, right? In Costa Rica, what did Kat just told me the other day? In Costa Rica, your insurance covers the car, not the driver. And so that may explain why in some countries they're like, sure, use my car, right? I had a house sitting client who was my friend in Mexico, and she was like, use my golf cart. Oh, the client in Tampa. They lived on a golf course community, kind of. Not really. It was a town, but people got around in golf carts and cars. And they're like, use the golf cart, right? Monica Adelina, who is retired, has, and continues to house sit. Nichelle's going through my playlist. Good. Nichelle is a traveler. So good. House sitting will keep you on the road. And Halisi says there are more house sits in Portugal than ever before. Okay. So I usually say the UK and not Europe, but a lot of these places are so close that whatever. But UK is a place where house sitting is a thing that they do. You don't have to explain house sitting to people in the UK, right? So Trusted House Sitters is even headquartered in the UK. But in a lot of Europe, same, right? They get it. They understand it. They travel a lot. These are people who travel a lot. And they also, I think UK has more pets than average, more pets than most people in the world. So house sitting is a really popular place in the UK, but also other places. Nirel saying that they cap at 5 applicants. They cap it. There is a number. I don't know if it's 5 or 7, but once a house sit gets to so many applicants, new people can't apply until they weed some people out. Some clients will just pick from the first 5. Some clients will be like, well, no to her because she didn't read the posting, right? Or no to her because she didn't say anything. You'd be surprised how many people apply for a house sit by saying, I'm interested. Get out of here. Get out of my face. So they either have to pick from that first group of 5, or they have to reject some people, and then they clear up space for new people to apply, which is why alerts are so crucial, so critical. Okay, house sitting. I feel like we've covered house sitting as much as I can. Dr. Shauna, Stephanie, you deserve all the credit. Can't thank you enough for introducing me to house sitting. It's been quite a while since we talked, Shauna. Where are you? And how are you still house sitting? I know Shauna house sat in Puerto Rico and Morocco. How Shauna was like always a few weeks ahead of me when I was going places. She would be like, oh, I just left there. And I think you still work. Hopefully not much longer. I hope. That's just me saying it. I don't know. Okay. That wasn't a curse. That was a blessing. But for a while, everywhere I was going, Sean would be like, oh, I just left there. You going to Morocco? I just left Morocco on a house sit. You going to Puerto Rico? I just left Puerto Rico on a house sit. I'm like, girl, slow down so I can be there with you. Thank you. Monica Adelina, I've gotten 5-star reviews and clients have contacted me to house sit. Oh, you're in Austria. Oh, okay. Right? Just out here living. Out here living. I am so proud to be a person who has introduced Black women to house sitting. Okay? Because house sitting makes doing less accessible. We're convinced, or we're told, we're not convinced, we're told and we're trained and we're raised to do more, to work harder. And house sitting lets us take a break from all of that and reevaluate it and maybe never return. I hope never return to working hard, to being exhausted, burn out. I'm really proud of that. Okay, I'm really proud of it. Junquette says we've been invited on the last few house sits in France. People like the fact that we're close by. Yes, right. So some people, people are different. People are people. Some people will post a house sit and let it go and see what happens. Other people will post a house sit and then look like what house sitters are near me and what house sitters are near me that I might like, right? People love Black women. They trust Black women in this regard, right? People trust Black women to take good care of their stuff, right? People around the world. That's been my experience. And so if you're in a place and you just put your location is in that place, people will be, you'll have a good chance of somebody reaching out to you. You may not always have to reach out to people to get clients. Barbara Freedom Quest says, I need to get signed up. You need to get signed up. You need to get signed up. If you want to house sit at all this summer, you need to be on Trusted House Sitters now. If you want to house sit next winter, you need to be on Trusted House Sitters before October, or by October, before October. You got a 2 month gap, 2 month lead for most house sits. A lot of people don't book until 6 weeks. Some people book very, very last minute. So I'm not saying it's too late to book a Memorial Day house sit, because it's not too late to book a Memorial Day weekend house sit. Right? Everybody, there's always last minute. But if you want the most options, if you want to see the most new alerts show up on your phone, you've got a 6 to 8 week lead time. So you need to be on there. Okay? I understand hesitating and waiting and being unsure, but you have resources, you have support, you have people, not just me, women in this chat. If you're in the Exodus Summit community, if you're in Diamond Crystals community, on Facebook, which I'll put in the description later, because I don't remember. It might just be called Black Women House Sitters. I don't remember. If you're in community with other women who are house sitting, they will help you, right? I have House Sitter School, which will help you. I have a whole bunch of videos which will help you. I understand hesitating, but when you need something, you need it. When you want to take a break, you want to take a break. You need a break. By the time Black women start to think, I want a break, is actually more dire, more urgent than we know, because we've been taught to suppress that feeling or that need. We've been taught to suppress our own needs, right? And so by the time you recognize the need, you're actually further down. It's more urgent than you know, right? Other people are told to address their needs earlier, recognize their needs earlier. What do you feel? What do you want? What do you think? We don't get that. We don't get that encouragement. And so by the time we start thinking, maybe I want a break, we need a break. I'm convinced of that. Our alert system works a little bit later, right? Our smoke detector doesn't go off until the room is filled with smoke. Do it, do it, do it. I went live on Instagram just the other day, and yesterday, I did a live on Instagram sitting by the pool, and I talked about getting in the water, right? Getting yourself in the best position for something to happen. If an angel is about to come and trouble the water, you need to get in the water. If the water current can take you where you need to go without you doing a whole lot of work, get in the water. Sure, you can walk on the sandy beach, or you could get in the water and let the current take you. Get in the water. By that, I mean use the resources that people have put out in the world for you. Stop trying to do everything on your own. If somebody made something, use it. I pay for Trusted House Sitters. I could book my own house sits. I could call every client I've ever had and say, here are my dates available. Do you have anything? Do you know anybody who has anything? I could talk to all my friends and family. I could get in touch with a bunch of local realtors, right? There's a lot of ways that I could book my own house sit. But I pay for my membership to Trusted House Sitters. I get in the water so that I can do less work. Let the current take me. But the current can't take you if you're not in the water. The current can't take you if you're thinking about it and not doing it, right? Okay. All right. Nursology Life says I absolutely agree with you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I believe that, right? I believe that you can do it yourself. You can a lot of things in life. You can do them all on your own. But why? Why are you so convinced that everything has to be so hard? Embrace ease. That includes house sitting. You can't book a house sit until you until you join trusted house sitters or join one of the house sitting platforms. My Mind My House, House Carers are the other two bigger platforms, and then there are some country specific platforms. House Sit in Mexico. I'm sure there's like a house sit in Canada. I'm sure there different countries have them. But I like Trusted House Sitters because it's international. I only have to pay for one membership fee. I only need alerts set up on one site. And Trusted House Sitters have me booked when I need to get booked. We have church. Get in the water. I talked about that yesterday. Get in the water. Put yourself in the best position to get what's coming. That house sit, that retreat, that alert, get yourself in the water. Get yourself in position to get what's coming. Somebody's going to book that house sit. Somebody's going to be on the beach in Costa Rica in a retreat space, hopefully with some friends or some family, some people she loves. Somebody's going to book that house sit. Get in the water. You can't get what you want if you're not in the right place. Okay? Get in the water. I talked about that yesterday. That was what I was thinking yesterday. That was what was on my mind yesterday. Even though I'm house sitting in a house in Kat's house. Hi, Kat. Hey, Michaela, if you're here, if you're there. And I'm not getting in the pool, right? It was 72 degrees yesterday here, even though it's relatively humid. And it rains, quite a bit. This is rainy season. I didn't get in the water, but I sat beside the water. And we talked on Instagram yesterday about getting in the water. Cat. This I'm house sitting for Cat. And the house that I said I wasn't going to show you because I was outside, but then came inside is Cat's beautiful home. I used to think that I might like to house sit. I'm allergic to cats and dogs. You're allergic to dogs? You have a dog. I deal with Lyra because she's short hair and rarely sheds. Okay. So there lots of people in the world have backyard chickens. I think you couldn't, I don't know that you could house sit back to back by only house sitting for chickens, but you could get yourself in some beautiful, this is for anybody, this is not for Cat. This is for anybody who's the same, right? Can't deal with pet dander. I think there are house sits with chickens in the backyard or on a little whatever that don't have in-house pets that can give you they're usually on a place with a beautiful view. It can give you a nice retreat. You can look on Trusted House Sitters and see stuff without having a membership. So scroll around, see what you can see, and see if anything interests you. Okay? House sitting makes sabbaticals accessible to Black women. Okay? Glass half full, just downloaded my new house sitter toolkit, thinking about a local house sit this summer. Good. Nicole got in the hot tub yesterday. Good. Good. Okay? So the second thing that I do that makes house sitting accessible to Black women is Exodus Summit. I co-created with career break coach Rashida Dow, who's celebrating her birthday today. She's not here because it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Rashida. Let me put a pin in what I was saying. Rashida Dow's channel is Rashida Dow. Rashida. No, it's not. It's Rashida. She's one of those people who gets to get things with just her first name because her first name is spelled differently. YouTube.com/@Rashida. Hit this button, hit this link, please. Subscribe to her channel. Turn on notifications because she's having a birthday party on her channel tomorrow. She's celebrating her birthday on her channel tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. If that time is not right, I apologize, okay? I've done my best. Okay, but Rashida and I created Exodus Summit first as a virtual event, a conference, a summit for Black women to for Black women to come and teach Black women how to take a career break or a sabbatical, how to move abroad, how to become a nomad and bop around the world. Okay? We created it for that. And then it grew to become more than just a one time a year virtual event. It's a Facebook community with 16,000 members. 16,000 Black women are members of the Exodus Summit Facebook community. It's a YouTube channel called Exodus Summit. And most excitingly, it is meetups all over the world, anytime you can imagine. There are women from Exodus Summit meeting up, meeting other women in their own town, in a new town, in a new country. Exodus Summit is a way that we make sabbaticals accessible to Black women because we have Black women come and teach these things, and we have Black women forming community and meeting up with other Black women to learn, to encourage, to support, to ask questions, to answer questions, um, to teach, to share. Exodus Summit is right now, it is a Facebook community. And I know some of us don't fool with Facebook like that, but it's worth it to be on Facebook just to be a member of Exodus Summit. I mean that. I mean it. Because basically, that's the only time I open Facebook. Every now and then I open Facebook because my mom will be like, I posted something. Did you see it? And I'll be like, no, let me go look at it. Did you see me? I went to a thing and I got dressed up, and did you see my pictures? I'll be like, nope, no ma'am, let me go look, right? But mostly Facebook for me is Exodus Summit. I think it's worth it, okay? I'm not here to convince you to get on Facebook, but I am here to tell you, if you're willing, it's a place that you'll want to be, okay? And this is a way that we make sabbaticals accessible to Black women. The Exodus Summit 2024, the working theme, or the working theme is getting Black women out of the U.S. before the next president takes office, right? Or before the next inauguration, whether it's the same president or a new president. Um, that's not the theme, that's the subject, right? Well, the theme will be a little shorter and better, more oomph to it. But in October, Columbus Day weekend or Indigenous Peoples Weekend 2024, we will bring in Black women speakers who will teach you how to get out of the country, get you and your family out of the country, whether that's long term, short term, medium term, undefined term. Okay, how to move. Well, now it is not get out of the country, but how to move abroad before the next inauguration. But move abroad can be a temporary move, or maybe a permanent move. Someone here just said she got residency, and I scrolled past it and I forgot to say anything to it. TJ secured our temporary Mexican residency visas in Mexico. I get the credit. Thank you, TJ, and congratulations. Congratulations. Now, having residency in Mexico means that you have a place where you are legally allowed to enter at any time, no matter what happens. At some point, the U.S. passport may not be as inviting, as powerful as it is today. Right now, with the U.S. passport, most countries are like, yeah, come on, right? And come for 90 days. A lot of countries, 90 days. Costa Rica gives you 180 days on your U.S. passport, right? But that may not always be the case. I'm convinced we're one inauguration away from the passport being relatively useless. And so, that's fear mongering. I feel like that may have been a little fear mongering. I don't have any evidence of that, but I believe it. I believe it. But maybe that's one of the things that maybe we think and we don't say out loud. But I do think that it is important for those of us who want to protect our own peace of mind and like protect our bodies. I think it's important for us to have a place that will let us in. Getting residency in another country, wonderful move. And Mexico is a wonderful place on its own, right? Mexico is just a wonderful place to be a resident. Whether you like beaches or cities or small towns, Mexico is it. In Mexico is it. So congratulations, TJ. Nichelle says that's her goal, same president or not, be out of the country before January 2025. So that's what we'll be focusing on inside of the Exodus Summit community. So make sure that you're a member. If you're a Black woman, go ahead and request to join the Exodus Summit community. Strong passports are the white countries, okay? European countries have strong passports. Canada has a strong passport. And then they kind of trickle down from there. Australia has a strong passport, right? And then they kind of trickle down from there. Costa Rica has a relatively strong passport. Is it Costa? Where was I? One of the countries I was in recently. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. You can get anywhere. Anyway, uh, I'm sure there's a website somewhere that lists them out. But UK passports, Australia, US, Canada are definitely at the highest end of the spectrum. The most countries are like, yes, come on in without a whole lot of hassle, without having to fill out paperwork. Send your bank statements, send your passport. A lot of people, when they want to travel places, they have to get bank statement. Japan, Maxine says Japan. Okay. A lot of countries have to apply for a visa, which requires sending how much money do you have in the bank? That's not your business. Who do you know in this country? Who can vouch for you? And you got to send all this stuff off, send your passport to them, and then just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And then maybe you get a no. After all of that, I still can't go, right? The U.S. has not dealt with that, but on the receiving side, but we've been on the giving side of that. And so when the pendulum swings, we'll be on the receiving side of that. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. So I would recommend those of you who know that there's a place that you want to spend a significant amount of time. Those of you who know that there's a place where you would really love to move to, go ahead and Google how to get residency. Start working on it. Because January will be here before we know it. Okay. All right. The third way, so first way I make house sitting accessible to Black women the first way I make sabbaticals accessible to number one way I make sabbaticals accessible to Black women is introducing you to house sitting. Number two is Exodus Summit. Number three is by teaching Black women how to make money online. That's really broad and really general. For the most part, that means I teach YouTube. Right? I teach Black women who have something to say how to start and grow a YouTube channel. And then if you want, how to connect that channel to a business, a coaching business, a retreat business, a not product business, a consulting business, a freelance business, right? I teach that because that's how I live today, right? I live today based on my YouTube ad revenue, my coaching income, the Exodus Summit income, which is a result of having YouTube channels, right? Me and Rashida have YouTube channels, which is why Exodus Summit tickets sell, which is why, and we have the Facebook community, which is why Exodus Summit tickets sell, right? So these things are the ways that I live my life without a traditional job, and I teach Black women how to also do those things without a traditional job. When you go to vicarious.com, my soft launch of my website, for first time having a real website. I've had a blog. Vicarious.com used to just be my blog, but now it's a website. Thank you. When you go to vicarious.com, you see that I linked to my Get Found on YouTube masterclass because I think that's the best introduction to the work that I do in making money online, in teaching making money online. My Get Found on YouTube masterclass is the same as my YouTube Success 5-Day Challenge, same information, but it's taught through the online course, instead of the challenge, which is done on Zoom with other people, and it's group coaching, and it's 5 days. Okay, so it's the same information, but on the website, I link to the Get Found on YouTube masterclass, not the challenge. Next challenge is happening June. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I think it would take me too long to find it. I don't know why I started that sentence. I don't know why I always be trying to tell you when things are happening. I don't know when things are happening. I don't even know what, I only know what today is because it's Rashida's birthday and Kimani's summit. Kimani and Marissa's summit starts today. That's the only reason I know that today is May 18th. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. And I know it's Saturday. I only ever know when Saturday is. June 9th, YouTube Success Challenge. But I'm doing something before then. May 25th, I'm hosting a pitching and collaborations workshop. So if you don't want to do, if you want some group coaching from me, but the YouTube Success Challenge is not up your alley because either you don't want to do YouTube, right, or you don't want that for some reason, come to my pitching and collaborations workshop. It's happening Saturday, May 25th. 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a 5-hour workshop. We're talking pitching and collaborations. My YouTube channel grows for 2 reasons. Grows, number one, because I know how to make videos that the YouTube algorithm recommends to strangers, right? I make videos that the algorithm recommends to strangers. My channel grows. That's what I teach in the Get Found on YouTube Masterclass and the YouTube Success 5-Day Challenge, which is the same thing, right? But it also grows because of collaborations. Those are my 1-2, right? The 2 levers that I pull to grow my channel, or the 1-2 punch. Sometimes I'll be like the 1-2 punch, my combo, right? My 2-piece. My 2-piece is the algorithm on my side and collaborations. When you interview someone on your channel or they interview you on their platform, some of your subscribers become their subscribers, and some of their subscribers become your subscribers. YouTube is not a zero-sum game. People don't unsubscribe from my channel to go subscribe to your channel. We both grow. We grow together through collaborations. Collaborations can be collaboration. I'm sorry, my alerts, my thing, my calendar is going bonkers right now. I don't know what happened. I went over to the calendar and messed something up. Collaborations can be as simple as one interview. A collaboration can be a series of videos. Rashida and I collaborated on, first she interviewed me on her channel. Then we made a series of videos that we split between our 2 channels. And then we made Exodus Summit, a virtual conference, which has given thousands of Black women the tools to take a career break or move abroad or bop around as a nomad, right? Collaborations can be something else. You can collaborate on books, on music, on art. You can collaborate in a variety of different ways. But collaborations are a result, the collaborations you get are a result of the pitches that you send and your own platform showing up in a way that represents you, right? For collaborations to work, for people to be like, yes, I want to work with you, whether it's one YouTube interview or a virtual summit, right? You need to be able to pitch. You need to know how to reach out to people, who to reach out to, what to pitch them, and you need to know, and you need to have a place for people to vet you. You need to have a place where people can be like, oh, here's what she's about. And that's not a website, as you can tell by the fact that I just soft launched my website for the very first time. And I've done many a collaboration, including like YouTube, that press, the PR that I've had. I would consider those collaborations. Reporters reach out to me, or I reach out to reporters. Those are also collaborations that help me grow. Right? So pitching and collaboration is a thing that is important to people who are making money online. And I'm teaching this workshop May 25th, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The link is vicarious.com/pitch. I have it somewhere. vicarious.com/pitch. If you are already in business and already selling something, a product, a service, or something, then I would go ahead and sign up. If you don't think that you're collaborating with the right people, if you don't think you're getting in the right places, if you're not able to get put on, I would come to this workshop. There is a belief or like a misunderstanding that people have that somebody needs to put you on If only so and so would share my thing. If only Tabitha Brown would share my tea, everyone would know about it. But sure, that is a way. But it's so much easier to put yourself on. It's so much easier. Put yourself on. Holler at the places that you want to be seen. Holler at them, pitch them, collaborate with them. And don't only shoot for the moon. Yes, we want Tabitha Brown, but we also want to collaborate with people who are right across from us. We want to reach up. I wish I could remember who I heard say this the first time. Might have been Issa Rae. There's a natural inclination to want to reach up when it's time to think about collaborations, but really reaching across is so much more helpful because their audience is really targeted and dialed in, and their audience really trusts them. And when you go there, they trust you. Don't only reach up. Sure, reach up. Yes, we want to be in Essence Magazine. I want to be, I want AARP, right? I want that AARP collaboration. Yes, we want to reach up, but we also want to reach across. Okay, I see. Listen, y'all, give me a second. Y'all, I see. Give me the, show me that, share the link. But listen, I'm talking. Y'all know how I am. Okay, I'm in the zone. Here's the link. Thank you. Thank you. I hope that we'll see you in the workshop. Here's the link. Vicarious.com/pitch. My pitching and collaboration workshop is May 25th, which is next Saturday. It's really soon. I know. Okay. It's a long workshop. If you can come to half of it, I think you should be there. If you can't even come to half of the workshop, I don't know that you're not going to get feedback from me, most likely. Yeah. If you can't even find 2.5 hours out of that time to come and then watch the rest on replay, then this probably is not going to be the right time for you. Okay. But if you know you can come to at least half, I would say first half or second half, I don't know that that's going to matter the way I set it up. If you can come to at least half, you can get feedback from me and you can meet the other women in the workshop because we're going to do breakout rooms a couple of different times, and you'll get what you came for. Okay. If you have no time to come, don't sign up because you're not getting replays unless you're there. Only the people who are there are getting the replays because it's only helpful for them. It's not helpful if you weren't there. If you have not talked and asked questions and engaged in the workshop, the replays are not going to be helpful for you. Okay? Okay. All right. So the third way that I make sabbaticals accessible to Black women is I teach Black women how to make money online. Right? If you are a few clients away from saying sayonara to that job, get the clients. Stop doubling down on the job. Get the clients. I think pitching and collaboration is a more general thing that I'm teaching compared to the YouTube Success Challenge. YouTube Challenge is for YouTubers and YouTubers to be. But this workshop, even if YouTube is not your platform, this workshop is going to be helpful for you. If getting in front of the right people can help you make more money, register. Okay? All right. Thank you kindly. Okay, G Bell let me in the Facebook group. Okay, once you see I'm live. once once I'm gone, I'll have some time to approve some people into the Facebook group. But remember, I'm teaching at the summit today, Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black Women, and it's Rashida's birthday. So if it takes some extra time to get into the Facebook community this weekend, be patient with us. Thank you and welcome. I do one-on-one sessions too. Nursology Life. Do I do one-on-one sessions? I do one-on-one sessions too. So when you go to the site, if you click on something about work, maybe I should let's find it together. Let's find it together. When you go to, that's my calendar. Don't look at my calendar. Okay. When you go to my site, Learn with Stephanie, House Sitting, Get Found. Oh, I don't have a link to my individual coaching. But when you go to Get Found on YouTube, there should be a link to individual coaching. I know. I'll add it up to the top calendar later. But somewhere on here, there's something about individual coaching. How do I get more coaching from you? Challenge, one-on-one. So it's on, okay, it's hard to get to. I do one-on-one coaching. If you want a bundle that includes one-on-one call with me, plus this workshop, because you want to work some things out before we get together in the workshop, I have a bundle as well, and that's vicarious.com/bundle. Let me give you the link before y'all start yelling at me again. Right, Chanel? Yesterday, I was the one yelling on Instagram. I felt like I was very yelly on Instagram yesterday. But today, I feel like y'all are yelling at me. I feel like y'all are yelling at me today. Good morning, Michelle. So the workshop is, hi, Clarice. Clarice is Mocha. The workshop is Saturday, May 25th, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, which is, I put it wrong on the site and I had to go back and change it. 1 p.m. Eastern Time means 10 a.m. Pacific, right? I'm on Mountain Time right now in Costa Rica, but anyway, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Um, 40 spaces. Last time on the calendar, the content calendar workshop, we had 32 women. I've opened this up for 40. I must be feeling more rested. I believe there will be 40 women in the workshop. I believe there'll be 40 women. If you see that there's only 30, it was because I had second thoughts about if you get there and it's turned off, I had second thoughts. But I believe there'll be 40 women, right? Jules said, stop yelling at me. Lori said, it's because we love you. Thank you. Thanks, Lori. Hi, Lori. Last week, we spoke with Jewel about a tiny home as a pathway to liberation for Black women. If you have not watched that live stream, go back and watch it. I keep thinking about it. I need to create a reel about it and just share it out in the world. I haven't done a whole lot of sharing it out in the world because the week got away from me. But if so, speaking of other ways, the a way that sabbaticals are accessible to Black women, or working less can be accessible to Black women, is tiny homes. Having a home that is paid for and that frees you up to live your life also fits in this conversation. So before y'all yell at me, well, actually, I can't link to the replay. I don't know that I can link to the replay, but Jules' channel is Ms. Bohemian Soul. You've seen her on HGTV, and she was just featured in a Black design magazine that I didn't know existed, that I can't remember, on Instagram. I mean, just featured in the magazine, and she shared it on Instagram. So her Instagram handle is also Ms. Bohemian Soul. So let's add this in, okay? Let's add this in as a way that sabbaticals or doing less is more accessible than you know for Black women, okay? Let's add tiny homes in here, okay? I'm gonna link to Jules' site. COLL. Let's see. JEWEL. Yeah, let's add this in as a way that this is more accessible. Okay, I did it. I think I did it. Okay, so Jules' website is bio.site/Ms. Bohemian Soul. On that website, you're going to see the work that she does and ways that you can work with her, including her cooperative communities app. Jewel has an app coming very soon, very, 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 very soon, for people with land who want tiny homes on the land, for people who want to build a tiny home or buy a tiny home or sell a tiny home, people in the tiny home space to meet other people, right? To meet the people you need to do the things you need to do to have your tiny home out in the world, right? Working, living, to be living in a tiny home. Y'all know what I'm saying. All things tiny home, cooperativecommunities.org. But if you just go to that site I've already linked to, you'll get there. Okay, but this is cooperativecommunities.org. So let's add that in on a way that sabbaticals or doing less or decentering work is accessible to Black women, right? Rest is not just for the rich. We can do less too. Instead of being the people who always support the rich to do less, we do the support work so they can do less. Instead of that being our lot in life, please, let's prioritize it for ourselves. Okay? Thank you. And this is one of the ways that we do that. This is one of the ways that that is more accessible for Black women. Some of you have the money and you don't need things to be more accessible in terms of the price, right? You need them to be more accessible in terms of the information. Jewel is helpful with that, with both, right? Jewel is helpful. Okay? And tiny homes are a pathway to liberation that I think we're underestimating, underutilizing. But when I get to see Jewel living her life, excuse me, living her life because she's in a tiny home, she's free. Jewel had major health thing happen to her this year. I don't remember how much you've shared, how much you haven't shared. You see how hard it is for me. Had a major health thing happen to her this year, and she has said her tiny home saved her. Because if she was in that big old house with that big old mortgage payment, things would be really stressful, really hard for her today. Okay? So let's add that in. A way that sabbaticals are accessible to Black women, a way that doing less is accessible to Black women, a way that rest is more accessible to, a way that liberation is more accessible to Black women is tiny homes. According to that live stream, a lot of you are interested in creating some sort of co-op, some sort of tiny home community, whether it's a compound for you and your family or you and your homegirls, right? I love to see it. Let's get work on it. Okay, yes, okay. Let's get to work on it. I love to see it. Okay. All right. So the list is going to be funny then, because we're not on, we're no longer just talking about I was going to say five, but now we're on, that would be four. That's number four. Okay. So number five now is the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund. The fifth way that sabbaticals are accessible to Black women. Some of you don't know this, and I really love saying this for the first time. Every time I mention this for the first time, people get really excited. A way that sabbaticals are accessible to Black women is the people on this YouTube channel put money together and send Black women on sabbatical. January 2023, we gave $25,000. You heard me. January 2023, we gave $25,000 to New Orleans artist Maisha Francis for her sabbatical in Rwanda, East Africa. That's the thing that we do here. This year we are giving money to creator, artist, musician, author Alicia Renice, who is here. Hi, Alicia. But we're breaking it up this time. Last year it took too long to get the money to Maisha, I felt. So this time we're doing it in three payments. Still $25,000, just broken up in threes. So the first third is already in the hands of Alicia Renice. Your money, us are sending Black women on sabbatical. A way that we make sabbaticals accessible to Black women is we give them money to take a sabbatical. There'll be a time when we'll be able to send 3 women per year on sabbatical and then 3 women per month on sabbatical, right? But we're doing what we talk, right? We're walking the talk. What do the people say? Don't just walk the walk, talk the talk. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. We're walking the talk. We're doing it, right? I use the affirmation deck from a couple of different women as like a meditation tool, right? And I like the affirmation deck from the Rest Bishop, the Nap Ministry, the Nap Bishop, Rest is Resistance is the book. I think that may also be the affirmation cards too. I don't have them right here with me. And one of the cards says, another world is possible. And I was like, you're right. Another world is possible. Just because things are the way they are today doesn't mean that's how they have to be. Everything that is in operation today is something that people have set up. People have created it. Everything is created. Everything has started with somebody's idea and somebody's doing. So we have an idea where Black women can exist and get paid for it. We have an idea where Black women can get paid to not work. And that world is possible if we say so and if we do so. And we're doing that here. I'm really, really proud of this. I've named all these things. I'm like, I'm really proud of Exodus Summit, and I'm really proud of house sitting and being the house sitter ambassador for Black women. I'm really, really, really proud of the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund. I'm really, really proud of it. This started just by giving super chat money away during live streams, right? And it grew to something more. One of the women, well, I don't want to do that. We used to give smaller chunks, just 1 month at a time, or maybe two. Maybe we'd spend a month or two putting our super chat money together and giving it to women. We gave some money to Farmer C, who is a Black woman farmer in North Carolina. We gave some money to my friend Allison, who runs the pastry factory in Columbus, Ohio, to help her outfit her bakery. She has an actual location. We helped her. We gave her some money for that. We gave some money to Imani, who graduated from community college and was on her way to Brown University. We gave her some money to help her get set up in her dorm room or apartment or something. So we just gave her money. We're here. Have it, right? We gave money, or we give money because another world is possible. And the life that we want for Black women, a lot of that is just behind the door of money, right? Some of it doesn't require a whole lot of changing of the world. It just requires a little bit of money. And so we put our money together. And that's the thing that we do here. So the fifth way, we're on number 5 now. The fifth way that we help make sabbaticals accessible to Black women is we pay them to take a sabbatical. There are 3 ways. Let me get the link. 3 ways to contribute to the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund. Boom, because I have a website. I think that's the right link. And there's about to be a 4th. So right now you can contribute to the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund with a one-time donation directly to Alicia, right? I don't need to see that, right? That doesn't have to pass through me. One-time direct donation directly to Alicia. You can join my monthly Patreon. That monthly Patreon is specifically just to get money to Black women on sabbatical, right? It's not about getting special access to me, right? It's just, I want to help send Black women on sabbatical. Here's $3 a month, right? Which is doing really well. We're over $900. We're close to $900 per month from the Patreon, and then merch. You know, I love some merch, right? We've got These Jobs Ain't Loyal t-shirts and stickers and mugs and Boycott Winter and this a t-shirt that's designed that just says, "This t-shirt gives Black women a break," right? The profit from the merch goes to the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund as well. Very soon there'll be a separate thing that we'll be announcing. Very soon there'll be a separate way, a 4th way to contribute to the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund, or a 4th way to support Black women to send them on career break. Okay? This is Alicia Renice. This is our Vacarian Sabbatical Fund recipient for 2024. Hi, Alicia Renice. Subscribe to her channel while you're here. You can go ahead and click, I think you can click on her name and get over to her channel. If not, just type in Alicia Renice, the artist, in another window. I'll put it in the description later. Sorry about that. Go ahead and subscribe to her now. That you can buy her. There are many, many more ways to support Alicia Renice. You can buy her music, you can buy her books, many, many more ways. You can watch her YouTube videos. But these are the ways that we are sending Black women on sabbatical. And Alicia Renice is the person who is this year's person. Okay. All right. Where are we? 9:21. Okay. Okay. And then the final way, the fifth, not the final, the fifth way I want to talk about is just in passing, let you know that I have a book called Job Detox, a framework for Black women to stop striving and get free, which is available for pre-order. The pre-order, I listen. The book will be available this summer. Vicarious.com/job detox. Okay, if you want to get the pre-order, that is that. Okay, Job Detox is basically my YouTube channel in book form. So the things that we've talked about, the ways that we talk about decentering work in our lives, the ways that we talk about our relationship with work as Black women being fruit of the slavery tree, right? The way that we talk about us being trained or told or raised as workers first, and how to undo that, how to unlearn that. That is what Job Detox is about. And it'll be available this summer. The site, listen, the site website is funny. If it doesn't say summer 2024, just ignore the date. The Shopify and I are having a problem. Okay, Shopify and I are having a little problem. Okay. Good morning, Mar. Good morning, virtual creative collaborations. Good morning, Tia. Tia says, don't forget to like the video. Please, if you think there are some Black women out there who would like to hear about how to create a sabbatical in an accessible way, hit the like button on this video. That is a thing that you can do that can help tell YouTube that this video is one that it should share with more Black women. Thank you. And you can also share it directly. Share the video. Hit the share button. Share it directly with a Black woman you know who would want this information. Thank you. All right. Can we get an audiobook too? Yes. Sometime. Before the year's out, there'll be an audiobook as well. Yes. Dates are really funny. This is the first book that I've self-published. My first book, except for like one book that I did as a project a long time ago. My first book. And everything is just timelines are funny. Now I understand why publishers will be like, coming winter 2028. I'm like, girl, timelines are funny in this space. Hello, Mrs. Robinson. She says, glad I caught you live. You're changing lives, including mine. Hi, I'm so glad. Thank you for giving me the credit or some of the credit. Thank you. Friends, I have a text alert that I send out. I send out a text alert before I do a live stream. A lot of times I hear, I'm glad I caught you live, but you don't have to try to remember or try to catch me live. I will send you a text alert before I do a live stream. If you would like to start receiving that text alert, I'm going to tell you how to get it once I figure it out. Let me keep scrolling. There it is. If you want a text reminder 10 minutes before I do a live stream, text the word YouTube to this phone number, 888-403-4465. 888-403-4465. Okay? Thank you. That way you don't have to remember. I'm not in the business of remembering things anymore. Okay? I'm 49 and 5'6". I'm almost 49 and 11/12. I'm not trying to remember stuff anymore. Let the alert you. Just like I have alerts set up for trusted house sitters, set up an alert if you want to make sure you join. You're here for the live stream. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and then another way that sabbaticals are more accessible to Black women, which is something that we touched on earlier, is there are people who will answer your questions, who will give you support, who will give you help you organize a plan where you see no plan. Those people are called coaches. Okay. And my career break coach bestie is Rashida Dow. Career break coach Rashida Dow has a group coaching program called From Burnout to Bliss, where from Burnout to Bliss roll call. If you're a From Burnout to Bliss student or alumni, please say hey in the chat. Roll call, please. From Burnout to Bliss is a group coaching program for Black women who are wanting to plan their sabbatical or their move abroad, who want coaching from Rashida Dow, who want community with other Black women who are normalizing this way of living their lives, right? Who want information, who want resources, who want plans, right? Or someone to review their plans. From Burnout to Bliss is that. We don't have to start from zero. We don't have to start from zero. When you attach yourself to somebody who's already done the thing, it's really, get a coach. It's really simple. Get a coach. You don't have to always have all of the answers. Get a coach. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to um, you don't have to keep hesitating and putting it off because it's hard, right? And it's stressful and I'm already tired and I don't have time for this and I need a break, but I don't have time to plan a break. I don't have time to figure out the money for a break. You don't have to keep repeating that cycle. Just get help. Get support. Go to group coaching in From Burnout to Bliss, and then go from burnout to bliss. Okay? Get in the water. If there's a thing that you know that you want for your life, but I don't know how to do it, I don't know if it's going to work, I don't even know if it's possible, that is why you get a coach. Those are the reasons that you get a coach. Or I'm afraid, and what are people going to say? And then how do I go? What do I do after that? So many questions. My stomach is in knots. That's why you get a coach, okay? You're convinced that you have to figure these things out on your own, but you don't. I promise you, you don't. You don't have to figure these things out. You get a coach and you go to group coaching, okay? So roll call. Okay, hi, From Burnout to Bliss. Jewel Pearson, Ms. Bohemian Soul. I'll your government name. Listen, I can't stop. I can't stop using people's government names. Okay. Ms. Bohemian Soul is a student in From Burnout to Bliss. Yes. Kat from Rebloom Room, From Burnout to Bliss. Kat done quit her job. Kat left her job in the winter, right? From Burnout to Bliss. Success story. A success story. Jess says, don't reinvent the wheel. What are you doing? There's already help out there. Get help. Chelsea. Hi, Chelsea. Chelsea Smart, From Burnout to Bliss student. S Tom 146. I don't know who this is. Hi, S Tom 146, From Burnout to Bliss student. Okay. Rashida Dow is a coach, a teacher, a mentor, a guide, a community builder. It happens to be her birthday. She's not here because she's out celebrating her birthday in Edinburgh, Scotland. Edinburgh, yeah. She's out living her life. And that's how she knows how to help you live your life. Rashida's been traveling since. So we got to Bermuda on April 1st. Yeah, we got to Bermuda on April 1st. So she left. Rashida lives in Mexico City. She grew up in the Bay in California. I'm not really sure where in California, to tell the truth. I think the Bay Area, but maybe not. California is a mystery to me. Californians. Grew up in California, but she now is a resident of Mexico and lives in Mexico City. She left Mexico City to arrive in Bermuda on April 1st. It's May 18th. She's still traveling. She's still bopping. Okay. Is it affordable? Tia says, is it affordable? She's got a payment plan. If you don't see it on that site, because I don't know, some people put the link, make it a separate link for the payment plan. If you don't see the payment plan on that site, holler at her. Email her. Seriously. I'm sure there's some sort of contact me thing on there. Email her, holler at her. But there, she does have a payment plan because she does not want money to be the reason you don't do it. Rest is not only for the rich. Okay, thank you. Yes. Yeah, she's out there living. Oh, okay. S. Tom, I don't post much here, but I met you at the Houston meetup last year. Okay, good. Right? From burnout to bliss. I hope that from burnout to bliss is helping you get closer to your thing, whether it's a move abroad or a sabbatical or a move or a bop around as a nomad. Okay? Bay Area. Okay. I don't know. California is a mystery. It's bigger than you think it is. All right? Bigger than I think it is. So, these are some of the ways that sabbaticals go from, oh, it must be nice, to I'm on it. I'm on a sabbatical, right? Black women go from, must be nice, or, ooh, I need it, but I don't think it's possible, to, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm on sabbatical. I'm on career break. I'm out, okay? I'm going back in 3 months. I'm going back in 12 months. I don't know when I'm going back. These are the ways that we do that, okay? House sitting, the Exodus Summit community and resources, Jewel and the Tiny House resources, Tiny House living as a pathway to liberation, making money online, the book, which is okay, whatever, the actual Vacarian Sabbatical Fund, from burnout to bliss, coaching. These are ways that sabbaticals are more accessible to Black women, not more, accessible to Black women. Use a couple of these. Use a couple of these and get yourself from, must be nice, to, oh yeah, it's me. I'm that girl. The people who are out on sabbatical or who have taken it and come back or and never coming back are not any more deserving. I feel like I have to say this all the time because there are people who really believe that that's for them. Sure, that's good, but that's for them. That's not for me. I have XYZ reason why this is not for me. But once you hear from enough people, hopefully, you'll see it's for you too. I made $22 an hour. I was in Dr. Kimani and Marissa Price's Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black Women happens today. It starts at 1 my time, which must be 3 p.m. Eastern time today. And which is why I'm going to be wrapping things up a little earlier than normal, I think. Famous last words, but I think. And I'm speaking at the summit. And I was in her live stream yesterday when she was just telling people it's time to register. Today's the last day to register, so on and so on. I was in the chat in the live stream, and somebody was like, but I do this kind of work, or I don't have a degree, I think she said. Is it for me? I'm like, girl, I was a pharmacy technician. I made $22 an hour. I worked night shift. I took a year off from work, right? If it's something that you want, instead of saying, I can't have it because XYZ, and that's a way that we're taught, right? We're shown that some things are only for certain people. Instead of that, we find ways to make it work for you. House sitting is a way that I've made things work for me so that I didn't have to put off the things that I wanted, travel, free time, make these things work for you. So bundle some of this together. Bundle some of it together. Get coaching. Get in the Exodus Summit community. Maybe you do want to start a YouTube channel or grow an online business so that it can support you. Or maybe you don't. Pick and choose. Maybe you want a tiny home so that you can have less of your cash tied up in your house and more of it to just blow. Blow, right? I'm going to go on the Ritz-Carlton cruise, right? I want to do this. I want to do that. There is your way. There's no one way. There's no one way. But there is a way that you can make it work for you. Is it too late to attend the summit today? So, Veronica, I believe I asked the clarifying question yesterday, and the answer they told me was if you don't have a ticket already, you cannot attend live, but you can watch the replays. Okay, go to my link and see if just in case that changed. But I asked them yesterday because I know how things work, and sometimes people wait till the last minute and they don't know you can't register on the day of. But my understanding was that you couldn't register on the day of, but click on the link. I made a short link for you, vicarious.com/job liberation. Click on the link and see if it lets you register. If not, then what you're going to be able to do is watch the replays. If you register, what she told me yesterday was if you register today, you get to watch the replays. Okay? Sandra, is house sitting taxable? You don't get paid to house sit. I don't. House sits through trusted house sitters are unpaid. You get free accommodation. So there's nothing to deal with. Try something different. We're taking leaps this year, right? Try something different. Something different. So there are people who talk to the dead and not talk to the dead. People who talk to the dying, and talk to the very old, right? People who talk to people who are 100 years old, or people who talk to people who are on their last days, and they ask them what you did right and what you regret. And there's always a regret of the dying is always not trying, right? I regret not trying. You don't regret the things you do, even if you do them and, oh, that didn't work. We regret the things we don't do. I've heard that from enough old people, and they ask our old people. I've heard that from enough old people to believe them. I believe them when they say that. You don't regret the things that you do, even if they mess up. You regret the things you don't do, which is why I'm a 50-year-old person working on some things that a lot of y'all did at 20, okay? Because I don't want to continue to regret the things I didn't do. I'm at a person. I talked to Roshni on her channel, Glamazzini. I had terrible internet the day that we talked, but we did a live stream on her channel, which started out just being about gray hair, right? And my resistance to having gray hair. Even though I love natural, I love my hair. I love my natural hair, and I'll wear it in its own, as it looks. I am really resistant to gray hair. And we talked about when I look in the mirror with gray hair, what I see, what I hear in my head is, where did the time go? Right? But what I then have to remind myself is, I'm still here. And quite likely, there's going to be a whole lot more time that's going to pass. So either I could say, I didn't do it, it's too late, where did the time go? Or I could say, I don't want to still be saying that in 30 years. I don't, because in 20 or 30 years, I'm gonna look back and be like, girl, I was so young. Remember when I was 50, I went to Fiji? Look how young I was. That's how it's gonna go, because that's always how it goes. It's always how it goes. I look at videos for myself from 2019 when I started this channel. I'm like, oh my gosh, look how young I was. It was just 5 years ago. But I was 45 and did not think I was young. I was already thinking, where did the time go? I don't want to, like, it's, it's, I'm not alone in this. I know I'm not alone in this. All I want, all I want is for us to be able to get to our last day and be like, did it. Maybe it worked out. Maybe it didn't work out. But I did it instead of I wish, I regret not. I could have been, I could have done, I could have tried. That is so sad to me. When I hear those words bring me to tears. When you hear those from people, that really wrecks me. Even the I wish I had more time or where did the time go wrecks me. Even though it's a thing that I think I'm actively working to not think or hear those words anymore in my head. Because I'm still here. There's still more time. And when I'm 75, I'm going to be like, oh, look how young I was at 50. Look at that. Look at me. Look at me, y'all. Look at me. Guaranteed. That's the guarantee. That's how we are. That's how humans are. Am I alone in this? Arlene Timber Henry says, be bold and courageous. Life is short. Do stuff that matters. Do stuff that matters. Life is short and it's also long. It's really strange about that's a really strange thing about life. Yes, it's short, right? I'm already like, where did the time go? But it's also long. It's too long to be carrying regrets. It's too long to be in situations that we don't like. It's too long to be in toxic and harmful situations. Yes. But it's also too long to be in situations that are just okay. I'm here. Life is too long for that. Do stuff that matters. Thanks, Arlene. Do stuff that matters. Make that your, if you don't have a theme for this year, make that your theme. Do stuff that matters. Live your life. You got to live it. Okay? Okay. I'm not ready. Okay, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for gray hair. I talked to Roshni on her channel. Her channel is Glamazini. I was going to look for it and then I quit because I thought it would take me too long. But her channel is Glamazini. Let me just put her channel in here. You'll see it. Listen, I had terrible internet that day, but the conversation was good. Just be patient. Watch that video when you have some patience. Pack your patience. Slash at Amazini. Glama, not Glami. Glamazini. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, right. So we had a nice long conversation about it. She's a life coach, certified life coach, or I think she's about to finish her certificate. I don't know, certified life coach, right? Which I am not. All right, don't come to me for that. I am not. And we had a nice conversation. She kind of coached me through. She's a life coach, and she's also a person who has done therapy. Like she's done the work, and so she knows things. She knows therapy things, and she kind of life coached me on that video. And you'd be surprised at the conclusions that we came to. I'm gonna tell you, the conclusion was not get okay with having gray hair. We came to a different conclusion through her life coaching abilities, right? I want to get older, but man, I don't want to look older. I'm already like, oh, time for a brow lift. I remember when my eyebrows used to be up here. Time for a brow lift, right? Used to be up here. Now they're down here. Everything is falling. Everything is falling. Gravity. That you, girl, right? Stuff used to be look like this. Now it looks like this. Time keeps on ticking. Time keeps on ticking. Okay. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Shibivia, hi. If I didn't get your name right, I'm sorry. Shibivia D. Impress, hi. Even now, I'm 29. Like, where did the time go? I'm ready to take another sabbatical, live overseas for a while. Good. I just joined the Facebook group. Good. Welcome. Can't wait to connect with others. Welcome. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm alone in the world at being like, oh, where did the time go? A lot of it is because we set these arbitrary deadlines, right? Some deadlines are super arbitrary, but others. Sometimes it's because you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I'm getting older. I'm aging. Okay, okay. Girl, my beard is super gray. I have a beard. I grow hair from here to here, right? I have a beard. If I don't put makeup on, cover up on, you can see. This the only place the real makeup that I wear. So it looks like I only wear eye makeup. I don't usually wear foundation, but I do cover this right here, right? I got a beard, and it is super gray. Now even my nose hairs are gray. I'd be like, oh, it's something up my nose. No, it's a gray nose hair. Time is funny. Time is funny. See, Nicole says she can't be bothered to die. I wish I'd. It would be nice if I'd never started. I think things would be better for me. I think my life would be better if I had never started. But actually, I don't know if that's true. Because then I would just feel. I don't know if that's true. Because I do like dying. I do. I don't know. I did say you don't regret the things you do. You regret the things you don't do. How does dyeing your hair fall into that conversation? I don't know the answer to that. Lamar. Mar says, pour ourselves into living now. Thank you. Like, let's get this back on track, okay? Because I'm about to take us down a road we did not come here to go down, okay? Let's get this back on track. 60 solo mystic traveler is Mar, and she says, pour ourselves into living now, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Okay? I'm past the plucking. Listen, I have a full on beard. It's whatever. It's whatever. If you spend 3 days with me, you see me go from a person with no beard to a full bearded person because I'm not shaving every day. I'm not doing that. I'm going every 3-4 days. So you see it. You see the transformation. You see the actual beard appear, and you're like, oh, she do got a beard. I just try not to put it on YouTube too much. Yeah, what is going on here? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring us down this path. Let's get back on the path. Sabbaticals, accessible to Black women, should be, okay? Sabbaticals should be a thing that Black women prioritize in our lives because the Black women I know who have taken sabbaticals have loved it and it has changed them, okay? I'm not saying take a sabbatical because you might like it. I'm saying take a sabbatical because it will be the best thing you've done. One of some of your like parents or whatever, right? It'll be one of the best things you've done. You may find that your sabbatical, especially when you're talking about things that you've done for yourself, is the only real thing you've done for yourself. That's what you might find. So dive in. Dive in. Make it accessible. If there's a reason you can't do it, find the alternative or find a solution. Solve the problem or circumnavigate the problem. If you get in community with enough Black women who have taken sabbaticals, you'll find a solution to that problem. You'll find their solution, right? And you'll be able to work it into yours. That's why you're invited to the Exodus Summit Facebook community. Exodus Summit is a Facebook community of 16,000 Black women who are on this path, on this journey. Some are further down the line, some have already done it. Some are wanting it, dreaming about it, some are actively planning it. So join the Exodus Summit Facebook community so that you have the support, the resources, the tools that you need to do it. Okay, we're going to do it. Okay? Make it accessible to you instead of saying, oh, it would be nice, or I don't know how. I don't know how. How would I do that? Right? The things we talked about today, some of these are the how for you. Right? And then there are some more hows that you need to uncover by being in community with people who have normalized taking a sabbatical. When you're in community with people who have normalized a thing, you get a whole lot of good resources. You get a whole lot of good tips, help, support, information. Okay? So do it, please, please. Okay? Rest is not just for the rich. What they need it for? Unlearn, deconstruct, decolonize. No, let's see. Unlearn. What else do we want to say? Unlearn viewing yourself as the support person for the rich. Right? We really do see ourselves as workers. I don't care. I don't care. You do. You do. You view yourself as a worker. Undo that. Start to see yourself as a whole person. not just a worker. See if that doesn't open up some things for you. Okay. All right, friends. Thank you very much for joining in today. I've linked to everything in the description. If I haven't already, I'll go back and do it later today. So everything that we've talked about today, you'll have access to in the description. Um, House sitter toolkit, get it, start house sitting. Um, Exodus Summit, join it. The actual summit is in October, but there are meetups happening all the time. When you join Exodus Summit, go straight to the events. Go straight to events. Look for a meetup near you or start a meetup near you. Um, Tiny homes, get resources from Jewel. Making money online, get resources from me. If you want to join my workshop on next Saturday on pitching and collaborations, go to vicarious.com/pitch. Join us. My book, Job Detox, a framework for Black women to stop striving and get free, coming soon. Career Break Coach Rashida Dow's program, From Burnout to Bliss, join it. And the Vicarians Sabbatical Fund. Send Black women on sabbatical. $3 a month right now is the minimum, right? $3 a month. And you get to feel the full pride of giving Black women a sabbatical, right? Yeah. Like I take credit for things, you get to take credit. You get to take credit for sending a Black woman on sabbatical and for all the good stuff that comes in her life after. Right? I feel like that. That's how it works. Right? I told you we gave a couple $100 to some women. I feel like we get to take all the credit for, not all, we get to take credit for all good things that come down the line in their lives. We helped Imani move into her dorm room or her apartment. Okay. Everything good that happens to Imani went to Europe this year or last semester. Okay. We get some credit for that. Even though she didn't ask us for $1 for it. I don't know where that money came from. We still get credit because we helped her move into Brown University. Okay? Take the credit. $3 a month to feel that good? Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Hit the like button before you go. Thank you for joining in. And thank you for as always, being so gracious and kind to me. Thank you, as always, for being so wonderful to each other. Thank you, as always, for making this a place that people love to come back to again and again and again, right? Because some of y'all don't come here for me because you don't care about what I'm talking about, right? Some of you have zero interest in house sitting, but you're here because you're interested in the other women in this community. So thank y'all for that. Thank you for making this a place. Look, Lyra, pet sitter client. Quick shot of her. Thank you for making this a place that people love to come to again and again and again. I'll see you again next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, if not before then. Oh, and I'll see you on Rashida's birthday party tomorrow on Rashida Dow's YouTube channel. Okay? Have a wonderful weekend. Some of you I'll see in the summit in just a few minutes. See you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.